Hello everyone. So today we're going to solve Leetcode daily challenge problem number 460 LFU cache. So it's a really interesting problem in which we have to figure out a way to implement the LFU strategy in caching. So in LFU strategy, what we do is uh, basically we replace the least frequently used element with the new element if the new element is already not in the cache. Okay. So this is what exactly we have to do in this problem, and they have given this class called LFUCache, and we have to fill in the code in these three functions basically. First one will be an init function where we will initialize whatever we would like to have in our solutions, and we will receive a parameter called capacity. In the second one, get function, we want to return the key associate sorry a value associated with the key, and if the key is not present in the cache we will return -1. And the last one is the put function. This is the most complicated and the most interesting one as well, in which we will put in the new key and value into our cache if it is not there, and if it is there, we like if the key is there we'll have to update the value of it. Okay. And if there is a tie, they have also given a strategy to, you know, remove which key, like what key will have to, based on the LRU scheme. So similar to LFU, in LRU, we basically skip the least recently used elements from the cache. Okay, so this was the crux of the problem. Let's move to the solution and we'll see. So I have already coded down the solution because it was a long one. I'll just go through the solution one and we'll see what exactly we are doing over there. Okay, so first thing first, in the init function, let me just zoom in a bit. Yeah, in the init function, I needed two hash maps or two dictionaries basically. First one being the actual cache which I want to use. Okay, and second one is the frequency cache in which I will store or I will club all the key and values sharing the same frequencies in it. Okay, and in the cache hash, I want the data to be in this format. Like the keys will be key, and in values, I want to store my frequency and the value as well. Okay. In the frequency, we are clubbing by frequency, like we are clubbing all the keys by frequency. Next one is min frequency. Like this is the minimum frequency we have seen as of now in the solution or in the inputs. And last one, obviously, like to keep a track of what exactly the capacity we have received for our cache, we have introduced this variable. Okay. Next thing is you'll see a new function over here, insert, which I'll explain why I have done this way. But first one was get. Okay. In get, we wanted to check if my key was in cache or not. If not, I wanted to return -1, right? So this is the part where we are returning -1 if the key is not in cache. If it is in cache, what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the values, or I wanted to return those values, right? So I queried my cache for the key. I got the frequency and the value of it, right? But we were also maintaining that in a frequency as well, which was clubbed with the same frequencies. Like all the keys were clubbed with the frequency. So what I'm doing is I am deleting the data. For example, there was a key. Let's say there was a key A with frequency 2 and value 1. Okay. Now what we are doing is in frequencies, this must have been in something like this. Like with 2 frequency, we had A comma 1 as a value, one of the values. Okay. So I want to delete this value from A. The reason behind that is as soon as we access any key using this get operation as well, the frequency or the least yeah, like the frequency will get updated because it was used or fetched more recently, The next time we will be in the situation where we wanted to replace an element, we won't be replacing this one. So to do that, I replaced my frequency with it, deleted the frequency. And next condition is if the frequency of this element, for example, in this case, let's say frequency was 2, right? And if this frequency is the minimum frequency as of now, and basically after removing this, there will be no elements with the current frequency, right? And if there are no frequency, like no element with the current minimum frequency, then I want to increment my minimum frequency with 1. Okay, I hope this is understood. Next part is of course, we are not with the get function, we are not deleting the keys, right? And we want to insert the key again into the cache and frequencies, but with the updated frequency value, right? Because it was used more recently. So that is why I have created this insert function to keep it a bit clean, where I will be updating my cache value of keys with the given frequency and value, and I will add the key with the new frequency as well. Okay, so here it is. I am calling the self.insert function with the key which we received in the key function, but with an incremented frequency because it just got used once, and the existing value. And after that, we will simply just return the value in it. Next one is the put function, where we had to basically do all the stuff, all the major stuff, and the complicated one. So this is an edge case which helped me basically optimizing the solution a bit, like a bit by a few percent, I would say. So if my capacity given is less than or equal to 0, basically it was an edge case. So in that case, I don't want to add anything into the caching, right? And I would simply just return it. Next one is if my key is already in cache. Okay, like this is a possibility. This was a possibility. In that case, we wanted to update the value of it. So what I'll be doing is I'll be using my get function to get the frequency values and everything. Okay, and I will just update the value of it in the cache. Okay, so basically what we did, we used our get function to extract out the frequency and the value. We used the same frequency, but we updated the value with the new value which we received. Okay. Next condition is if I have reached my capacity. Okay. If I have reached my capacity, in that case, we need to remove something from the cache, right? Also, one more thing is like if you see these two conditions basically handles the case where we already had seen a key, right? And the key was already in the cache. After that, like if we surpass these conditions, this is sure, we are very sure that the key received is a new one and the frequency will be 1, right? So moving again to this part. Next, like if my capacity is full now, I will have to remove something from the cache, and that something will get removed from the frequency. We will check the key with the minimum frequency, okay, which got used least number of times basically. Okay, and for that purpose only we were maintaining this minf or the minimum frequency value, right? So I took the key and the value from the frequencies dictionaries which we were keeping, just popped out an element, and we deleted that from the cache. Okay, this is done. And of course, we will then set our minimum frequency to 1 because this was a new key which we just saw, and we will insert the key value and frequency into the cache and the frequency tick as well. So yeah, let's check out the test cases. And yeah, it got clear. Let's submit for further evaluation. Awesome. The solution got accepted and we performed really well. Like we outperformed 91.25% of the submitted solutions. So thanks again, guys, for watching out the video and stay tuned to the upcoming ones. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.